It's called stealing. You're like, oh yeah, that's it.
No, there's some slang word for it. It's really funny. Okay, we are in game. In the upper, in the upper left is Stork. In the lower right is Where.
But yeah. So, anyways, like Stork's PVT not looking as good as his PVZ right now, in my opinion. So, and the last map is Fighting Spirit. Do you have to point that out?
Artosis. This is why Stork is my spirit animal. He's sending a probe out right away. Could be for a gas steal. Definitely something you can do on this map. Could be for a proxy. Protoss have so many dirty tricks. Yeah, they could try early on.
I would be pretty surprised if he was. Well, this is a Zerg, so I'd be surprised.
Oh,
if
I'm
he's
sorry.
Gonna,
what am I talking about?
You're like talking about a gas steal against Zerg.
We were talking about possibly Stork versus Labs, and I just decided that we're in a.
Yeah.
So we're in a TVP here.
It's super funny because, like, can you imagine if he went in and took that gas? Like, Where would be so confused. He'd be like, "Wait a minute, is that good? Like,
yeah.
Isn't that terrible? Isn't that the worst thing you could ever do?"
So Stork's probably going to double gate over here. It looks like it's going to be gate on 9, and then is it possibly gate on 10, or you can do 9 gate 9. Take a note. My hand is almost healed. I'm just going to copy this build.
Yeah, man.
And not play real games on the ladder.
I can't wait to get you on some Starcraft.
I'm excited.
Remastered.
I'm going to be
so
bad.
So much fun.
I'm going to be so bad. But
I'm going to kill all your probes every game. I'm not even going to attack your army. I'm only going to go drop ships and vultures.
Oh, then I'll lose for sure. Or you just plant mines around the map because I don't make enough observers.
I'm going to go Valkyries with scan to kill your observers. It's going to be
brutal.
Fabulous. While you're trying to get back into shape. Play real against me, Artosis.
How can you disrespect me?
Okay, so that
angle
came in from a funny angle.
Yeah.
And the drone saw the angle. So he can go and scout for this. It looks like he was already kind of doing that anyways.
Well, hello. 2 gates over here. Now, these zealots are going to come out very fast. And even if he knows this is coming now, this really all boils down to the timing of the spawning pool. So, I actually think that this actually can just still work against Where.
Yeah, it is super quick. Like, this natural hatchery, that's going to be a tricky one to try to save that. Already going up for a sunken here in the main base.
Now, Protoss can't really utilize the gateways after the rush is kind of done.
Yeah.
So it is not the easiest transition for Protoss, despite how strong this is. It's a little bit awkward.
Getting a lot of damage already done here. Oh, I love it. Using that probe to help alley-oop some of these kills.
Okay, 2 probes killed.
Yeah, very nice.
2 drones, rather. Sorry.
Very nice killing the probe, by the way. That definitely does help out, so it takes more hits from the Zealot to kill things.
4 drone kills back there. And this is the... Okay, so this is what you do in this rush. You block off that ramp with the 2 zealots, and it's so annoying. Because the Lynx can't get out the same way that Lynx can't get up a ramp with 2 zealots there. They can't get down it either.
That is true, but he can expand in the back if he wants to expand it. Oh, I like this.
Oh my god, it's spotted.
Oh my gosh.
So this is a response sometimes people have, where they'll mass up Lings and try to get outside the Protoss base, and they have a hatch inside the main so they can surround it. And I think the lucky number is 4 probes to kill a hatchery like this.
Is it?
Yeah. This actually happens a lot when you try this strategy. And if you just have 4, it basically dies.
Looks like he's sending a Zealot home just to be super duper safe about that. Zealot's starting to poke their heads in a little bit.
He's trying to make sure the Zerg's being honest and doesn't have like 4 Lings back there and the Zealots just run in and start killing more workers.
Looks like the hatch is just barely going down.
What you want to do is you want the hatch to die basically right as it finishes. So they either have to cancel and try again. And having 4 probes do this is not really that much of a loss, considering that the Zerg doesn't have another base.
Yeah. So with that Zealot in there, I think he will just definitely cancel it here. No good can come of this hatchery.
This is super annoying for the Zerg, right? Because that's a hatchery that could have been somewhere on the map as an expansion.
And breaking something like this is so annoying for Zerg to break down the ramp. It's not like you have a queen or anything. I like this. Using a drone drill right now.
Yeah, the drone drill is the answer here. But if the Protoss is good, they just reshuffle and just go for the workers here. So I think Where is basically dead after losing that many drones. He's on 1 base. What you do is you want to back up just right before they do the drill and hit him there and pretty much when
Take like an arc at the bottom.
right, yeah, and then the drones just stack and bump into each other. So Zerg's going to try to expand down here, but this game's basically a disaster.
Yeah.
For Aware, this is just not the game he came in here wanting to play today.
It's like, I mean, everyone's sitting here watching exactly the same thing we are, man. These Zealots are just shredding through Lings on the ramp. He has almost no drones. The hatchery didn't work out. It's not like Stork has a lot going on right now, but
Well,
like he has complete control.
This is the whole point, is that even though you're right, Protoss doesn't have a lot. In fact, Protoss doesn't even have gates in his main. The Zerg doesn't have a base, and I mean, Protoss will always take that exchange. And this is basically a Protoss punishing a Zerg for trying to play a standard game. And this is why Stork won so many tournaments. He was such an accomplished player because he knew how to win. And it's not that Stork can't macro or play a standard game. He absolutely can, but he's also, he's one of the smartest Brood War players ever.
Yeah.
Probably the best builds in the industry too. Like whenever he does something like this, you pretty much want to copy the way he does it, because he's probably doing it the cleanest way.
And actually, this is a really good thing for you to bring up. For instance, amongst the 4 players, right? There's 4 players that we always kind of talk about.
Right.
Flash, Chedong, Bisu, Stork, right? And Stork would be 4th in that. But he's like by far the slowest player in that.
Low APM.
Yeah, comparatively. Obviously he's very fast and very with it. But like even when you just watch him stream, it's like you watch him and you're like, well, that's very impressive. But then you watch Bisu and you're like, oh, that's a different universe right there. But their skills are not really a gigantic difference or anything like that.
Stork could beat Bisu in games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
they have great PvPs.
But you look at Stork and Bisu, it's like these are completely different players. Now I'd say Stork does look the rustiest out of them, and I think that's why we're seeing a little bit more stuff like this, where Stork's like, okay, I'm probably smarter than my opponent, and I probably think better on my feet, so why would I play a normal game?
Sure. I hope he can make that work against Last, the next one. Spores having to be made.
Usually when you see one spore made, and the Zerg's on 2 bases, and the Protoss is on 1, things are not going well. And the Corsairs are sort of the second phase of this, where you can monitor what the Zerg's doing, since it's not like Starcraft 2 where they can spread creep everywhere. You can pretty much scout what's going on, also kill all the overlords on the map. And Stork's actually edging up here. He's like thinking, well, I could probably try to get around to that natural expansion. See, he leaves 2 over there. Definitely, for you Protoss players trying to learn, practice your Zealot micro. And get very good at tucking them in these little nooks, because it's Zerg needs a surround. The Zealot beats a Zergling in a head-to-head fight, but a lot of Lings surrounding Zealots will win. So Stork's very good at hugging the walls here, blocking the ramp, you name it.
Right, 3 Corsairs coming in to clear out these overlords and supply block him once again.
Look at this, he's just going to micro away the weaker Corsair. And I think, Zerg supply blocked at 22 of 18.
Oh, man. Hatcheries do not give much supply.
No, they do not. And basically, Stork is continuing to come in here with these jabs and keep Aware slowed down. And, the problem is, since he only has that spore, the Corsairs can actually dive in again. It's just 1 spore. I mean, I guess he could get 2 spores, but this is already getting pretty ugly.
Well, when you're building 2 spores to try to punish Corsairs from supply blocking,
something went wrong early
past
on.
20 supply when you have this many Lings. I mean, how many different ways can we say this isn't going well for Zerg?
I wonder if he's.
How many languages do you know?
Not enough. I think I actually thought he was going to keep making the Corsairs, then just wait for the Overlords to hatch, and then gum in again. He's only just now unsupply blocked himself, by the way, Artosis. And he can only make Overlords at that main hatch. This is the worst feeling for Zerg. Like, you feel so totally hopeless. I think it's in some ways harder for the Zerg to get back on their feet than even a Terran is after they get cheesed. The Zergs just don't. If they don't have the right growth, it's just brutal.
If you get punished early game as Zerg, that's probably the worst with the least comeback potential.
Yeah.
Like, there's so few options for him to actually do anything here. Like Zerg, you need your economy flowing. You need to have a few hatches and get some speed upgrades and stuff, and then you can make things happen. But right now,
now the Lynx might try to run into the main here, but I think he's.
I mean, now Stork goes and kills him with the Zealots.
Right.
That Hydra is not going to hold these.
Yeah, 1 Hydra.
There's a
with
Ling in there
massive
too.
drone drill coverage. He's got the Sartosis. So here you want to spam right-click on the drones if you can get them, or use hold position as another technique. We're seeing that here as well. And I mean, just the sheer number of workers that are killed, and the fact that these lings are just obviously going to be held.
He had to try something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I think Salt Lake's just finished, by the way. So that's when it's really just hard to actually out-micro that. GG. Very straightforward game. That's how you proxy a Zerg and avoid a standard